głosy. Zapraszam Państwa do zadawania pytań. Proszę.
Good evening, coach. I will ask in Polish. Chciałem zapytać odnośnie dzisiejszego spotkania. Okay, no problem.
There you go.
Odnośnie dzisiejszego spotkania, jak trener oceni tutaj zmienników, którzy wystąpili od pierwszej minuty, przede wszystkim tą bramkę bardzo szybko strzeloną w 4. minucie przez Jakuba Świerczoka, który ostatni raz zagrał w kadrze w 2018 roku, a także przebieg całego spotkania i zmienników, którzy pojawili się w drugiej połowie. Dziękuję.
Yeah, well, describe you. I try to be most synthetic as possible regarding the game. I think we started really well in the game, convinced with lots of ambition in all the process, with the ball, without the ball, with high block pressing, always in anticipation. In the moment we score the goal, we become again close to the past, and it's something it cannot happen. We drop our block, we give them the initiative of the game. We never was active or proactive in defending with a low block. We give them the chance to cross, to dribble, to pass, and this is something it cannot happen. It's something we need to change, especially when we have our block low. We need to keep press, we need to keep winning the balls, to be organized. Of course, one of the keys difficulties, it was our opponent. When it's built it up in our half, he was always in superiority on the middle against Clichy and Krika. For that, no pressure. With superiority, they manage always to have the ball easy. And it's something we need to learn, we need to understand. New players also as well, for that is something it can happen. Also regarding special Kuba and Carol, the decisions, they was a little bit lost in that process. New things also for them, for that, and with the new system. Not so usual to see from the Russian in that moment of the game. For them it was more difficult. We show the images, we correct the things that need to be done. We started the second half much better, and all the second half also with the changes we keep the level of our defensive organization. We becoming better with a better control, also with the ball, where allowed us to recover physically with the ball. We was dangerous in transitions. We create, we miss more times the final pass to be much more effective, and we miss to be much more cynical on the goal, because we have the chances to score. Russian is a team with lots of maturity in all the process, and also on the players, technically really good. For that, in the end, I need to be satisfied with everything what we done. Last week it was a week very difficult, with lots of work, lots of volume, new players, new ideas. For that, in the end, we are in the good way, but of course, what I want to see more, because I expect more, because our players, they can do more, and it's something we look into to provide for the next games.
Panie selekcjonerze, przed meczem pan mówił, że zależy panu przede wszystkim na tym, żeby zobaczyć przełożenie schematów z treningu na mecze, żeby widzieć odbicie tego, co ćwiczycie, w tym, co gracie. Chciałem zapytać, czy jest pan z tego zadowolony, czy jest pan usatysfakcjonowany tym, co zobaczył? W jakim momencie jesteście tych przygotowań do Euro? Jak jeszcze wiele potrzebujecie poprawić?
For example, regarding and comparing my colleague, the difference of years, he works with these players in a common identity. It means our game model. It's already, I can answer you, we are far away, because when you have a solid base, you can have lots of alternatives and surprising our opponents, and also convictions in everything what we do. And like I said before, it's we started really well. We saw it, things happen in the way we work, because we want to have a team really aggressive without the ball, to know how to defend with all the block, with all the players, closing the spaces, be mature also on that, reading the game and taking good decisions, always pressing our opponent. And this happens in the beginning of the first half, when we score and then we drop. We become the same from the past, and it's something we need to change. And I understand, because you know, to change things, you are used to do it. It's not from one day or from 1 week or 2 or 3 games, you know it, and with the new players. But it's something we are keep working on this process. Regarding our offensive organization, it's also a big rupture from the past. We want to have much more time, control the game with the ball. We saw it already, things happen with more regularity, but because this goes to allow us to recover during the game, because we're defending not only without the ball, we need to defending also with the ball, because we are more and more dangerous with transitions, with our counter-attacks, like we saw it today. We have quality players to do that. We arrive with a good number of players, but also we need to becoming better in the final pass and to be much more cynical on the goal. We need to have much more ambition on that. It makes the difference in these moments.
Michał.
Dobry wieczór, panie trenerze. Michał Białoński z Interi. Chciałem zapytać o to, jak pan ocenia grę trio obrońców, które po raz pierwszy grało ze sobą, czyli Kędziora, Puchacz i Helik. Zwłaszcza chodzi mi o Kędziora i Puchacza, których pan nie powoływał w marcu. Czy jest pan z nich zadowolony, z tej dwójki, czyli Kędziora i Puchacz? Dziękuję.
Yeah, I'm happy with. First of all, it's a new defense. Also difficult for Fabian, you know, to handle and to communicate with them, with all new players. For that, I need to be satisfied with mistakes, of course, because it's part of the process. Lack of experience. But for example, the goal we concede, we cannot concede, because it's I cannot. With the long ball, I need to see what's happened behind me. I don't have a player in front of me. For that, I'm sure it's behind me. I need to control much better, and this is something But I cannot accuse players on the process, because it's new things for them. And at this level, with quality players, it helps the process, this experience, where they can develop their skills, their decisions, to help us in the near future. Like Kamil, like Timek, special, no?
Dobry wieczór, panie trenerze. Łukasz Ciena, vlog Cieną po oczach. Panie trenerze, chciałem zapytać o Dawida Kownackiego. Jak trener ocenia grę tego piłkarza, którego długo nie widzieliśmy już w reprezentacji, natomiast wiele nadziei cały czas wokół niego się krąży. I przede wszystkim, czy trener rozważa ewentualnie znalezienie mu też innej pozycji, bo mówi się, że być może Dawida warto byłoby cofnąć do rozgrywania bądź na jakąś inną pozycję. Czy trener rzeczywiście zastanawiał się nad inną rolą być może Dawida właśnie w reprezentacji? A drugie pytanie jest, czy w jakiś sposób Rosja miała imitować Słowację, bo o tym też się mówiło, że to zespoły o podobnej sile rażenia, i czy tak rzeczywiście można było zakładać? Dziękuję.
Look, from the last, I don't agree. I completely disagree, and I keep saying the same things. Systems, they are not the same than dynamics, and they are completely different players. And in Slovakia, it's much more aggressive without the ball. Their block, they are really compact. They are much more stronger in the transitions, less in the ability or the capacity to control the match with the possession. Not because they don't have quality, but because the main moments they work more. It's their defensive process and the counterattacks. For that, I completely disagree with that. And also the first question, I answer with one question. I ask you, what position, in your opinion, Kovnacki need to play? Because if it's rumors, what position? Where he played today, in your opinion? No, let me answer.
Okay, sorry.
To understand him, because I cannot answer you if I don't understand you.
No, grał ofensywnie, tak? Podobnie do napastnika, tak bym to określił. No, to jest napastnikiem przede wszystkim i tak się go traktuje, natomiast no, mówi się o tym, że być może warto poszukać mu innej pozycji z czasem, tak? Że być może warto spróbować jego.
What? Sorry? Maybe we should try. I don't understand the last part. Sorry.
Proszę powtórz pytanie.
Okej. No grał ofensywnie, tak? Raczej jako napastnik i zawsze tak grał, natomiast no, mówi się, że być może, ponieważ nie jest aż tak bramkostrzelny w kadrze, że może warto jego smykałkę do rozgrywania, do jakby grania, także inteligencję piłkarską wykorzystać na innej pozycji, tak? O to mi chodziło, bardziej przy kreacji, bardziej przy środku pola.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Look. Today, his position offensively, it was as a playmaker like Karol, because we define to have two lines up front, one with Kuba and two different lines with Karol and with Kovnacki. Where mobility, normally in this club, he used to work, and probably you know it, as a striker. During the beginning of this season, he works a lot as a winger, and with the ball to coming more inside as a second striker. So that is something we request, near or less something he's used to. He tried to defending today. The understanding and the timings, they don't was perfect, but it's part of process, new things, but not only him, with other players it happens. I'm satisfied with him. I disagree with you when you're saying or rumors or people saying it's not a goal scorer. He have, but he don't have the same than Robert. It's for that you have in different stages of this career. It's Robert in one he scored one goal. He put it inside, and him probably in sometimes he need to have two Sanchez two opportunities to score. But it's a goal scorer. It's a player. We have the goal in mind. He have good capacity, good runs. I think he can do it much better. I'm sure he will do it. It's a player physically important on this type of tournaments. Good runs, vertical. He need to be a little bit more confidence, also with himself, and hopefully the stability on the process he allows him, to feel completely confident to make the difference.
Ostatnie 3 pytania. Piotrek, Iza i Tomek.
Dzień dobry panie trenerze, Piotr Jawor-Interia. Panie trenerze, wspominał pan, że ma pan nadzieję, że Grzegorz Krychowiak będzie grał tak jak na Euro 2016, czyli ta poprzeczka jest zawieszona bardzo wysoko. Pytanie, czy na 2 tygodnie przed meczem ze Słowacją widzi pan, że Grzegorz jest w stanie do niej doskoczyć? I drugie powiązane pytanie, jak się panu podoba współpraca Krychowiaka z Mateuszem Klichem?
Really good. I think it's because you have different type of players between them. cliche, you have lots of mobility, lots of energy in all these runs, with the ball, without the ball, and this allows cricket is a little bit more slow on this process, but it's really clever to understanding the spaces where to occupy with the ball and without the ball. It's always it gives lots of balance on the team. Of course, he cannot do it what he made it in the last minute. Because it's lacks of responsibility on that moment with change of players, more tiredness. For that we need to play much more simple, much more quicker. We need to be much more controlling on the spaces. But the interaction between the both, it was really good. We can improve mainly if we build it up from the back better and quicker, where we can feed them with the ball with less pressure, for that not from them but also from our back. It's something in the moment we achieve that point, we allow us to have these two players, and the players they play in the middle with more time and space to make decisions and to make good passes. Second half it was much better also regarding our controlling the game with the ball, and also from them take more the game, coming outside, vertical is the game, also behind their pressure. That is something to keep development with these two players and with other players like Mother he goes in really well. Also, it's technically is really good physical. In my opinion, he can change of pace much more often and to make decisions much more quicker than he made it once. Because he wait, closing the space, he try to force, and then we have the counter-attack. But he can be much better than this. It's something we expect. Linetti, Carol, he goes in also really well for that. Technically good, also with lots of experience. In the middle, we have a good number of players. They can handle the situation, and we can only improve.
Iza.
Iza Koprowiak, Przegląd Sportowy. Ja mam pytanie, które jest bardzo powiązane z tym poprzednim, ponieważ chciałam jeszcze dopytać o Mateusza Klicha, który nie grał w marcu, dlatego tutaj jemu chciałabym, żeby selekcjoner poświęcił trochę więcej uwagi. Jak pan oceni jego występ? Czy zgadza się pan, że to był jeden z najlepszych, jak nie nawet najlepszy zawodnik naszej drużyny w tym spotkaniu? Czy takiego Mateusza chce pan widzieć na Euro?
Now I want to see much more from him. I think he performed really well, but he can do it much more. He can do it much more because he have these abilities. For that, it's someone he misses or the team miss him on Mars for all the dynamic he bring on the team. Not only in the offensive process but also in defensive process, because he a very energetic player. He arrives everywhere. And he can do the difference. Also, he arrived in the final third, like it's something we with a player like him we want to provide, because in Mars, especially in the right corridor, we was really dynamic. We creating lots of great things. In left side, we miss players who can support also that dynamism, and he bring that. He arrive, he cross, he make final passes, and he have a big chance to score. He need to looking for the target, because technically he's really good and he can score and he can make more difference than he made today.
Tomek.
Tomasz Kowalczyk, Polskie Radio. Trenerze, chciałem zapytać się o zawodników, którzy dostali najwięcej minut na boisku, z tych, których pan dziś najprawdopodobniej testował. Michał Helik, Tymoteusz Puchacz, Jakub Świerczok. Króciutko, jak pan jest zadowolony z ich występu?
I'm really happy. We need to understand. Kamil, he started the beginning of this process at this high level. Piątkowicz. For that, it's someone also all his mistakes or everything all the chances he have to play, he goes to help him, to becoming better. Second half, I think he comes much better with better decisions with the ball because he have a good quality. And one of his biggest problems is the timing of his decisions, because he don't see quicker. For that, he cannot decide quicker, and he cannot execute so well than he could be, because technically it's a boy. He can achieve this high level. Timek, mainly offensively and conditionally, physically, it was outstanding. Defensively is something he need to develop a lot, but it's not on him. The most of our defenders. On the concepts, on intensity, and interacting with other lines or the same lines. With Cuba, more experience, a strong player. His first touch is really good. His control, he allows the team to grow, to come up, because he handled well, the contact, and his first control, it's really, really good. He need to learn some movements could help much more the team on that. Defensively, he works really hard, sometimes without understanding what he need to be done in certain moments, but with the desire and the will to work also for the team. Some moments physically he could not handle that, we understand, because regarding what it is, our league here and this level, it's completely different. For that is something he need to be used, and it will be also one of the players he goes to help us in this European.
Last question.
Hi, Paulo. It was really a pleasure to hear some warm words about Russian team. Can you please some more? What did you like mostly in personal from national team and with the decisions that our coach has made today? What do you expect from our team in Euros? And my colleagues want to ask one more question about Rui Vitória, the new coach of Spartak. He's from Portugal. What can you say about him and what can he achieve with Spartak? Thank you.
About Rui, it's he show already his experience, his quality. I know him quite well, also as a person. It's a lovely person, and hopefully he can help, to all the process of the Russian football. Regarding our opponent and my colleague, of course, I will not contest nothing what he have been made, because he have his thoughts, he have big experience. It was an honor for me to compete against him, because he have a big experience. It's also very demanding always in these players, but Russia football, it technically is really good, physically really good, in my opinion. The process, it's done, and when we allowed our opponent today to play, they perform, they play. When we was strong in our pressure, closer, play quick also as well, we create them lots of difficulties, but it's something we need to keep proceed on that way.
Dziękujemy za udział w konferencji. Do zobaczenia. Dobrej nocy.